It's like the news, but for nerds. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. Nerdvengers, it is Josh. Welcome back to the Nerdy News Rundown for April 20th, 2021. Our top story today all has to do with Emilia Clarke joining the Secret Invasion Disney Plus show. Variety got this one as an exclusive, and they say that Emilia Clarke is in final negotiations to join Samuel L. Jackson in the Secret Invasion show. This comes on the heels of THR reporting that Olivia Colman is also in talks to join the show. And on top of that, The Hollywood Reporter also is reporting that the show will begin filming later this year in the UK and Europe. There is no word on who Emilia will play, but she is a very high-profile actress that is joining a very stacked cast. And I think for me, the big takeaway here is, wow, Marvel Studios is going big with the Secret Invasion show. We already know, or have it indicated to us, that this show is going to be much bigger in scope than some of the other Disney Plus shows that we have seen, and it is supposed to lead directly into Captain Marvel 2, which is heavily rumored to be setting up the status quo for the Avengers moving forward. And of course, we've been talking about Secret Invasion and that leading into Captain Marvel 2 over here on the channel for the past 9 months. This is a big deal for Marvel fans, and it's worth noting, of course, that in the comic books, the Thunderbolts have a major role to play in the Secret Invasion storyline, and at the end of the Secret Invasion story and that main event, it is Norman Osborn and the Thunderbolts that defeat the Skrull Queen. The Earth sees this, and they elevate Norman Osborn to a very high position of power, and they give him control of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers. This leads to the Dark Avengers and the Siege storyline, which Marvel fans have been clamoring for years. So if you're a massive Emilia Clarke fan, you're probably very pumped about this news. And if you're just a Marvel fan, this is just one more sign that Secret Invasion is going to be huge, and it will make a major impact on the MCU moving forward, and hopefully we get some Dark Avengers. Next up, we're getting word that Marvel Studios may be putting a brand new Spider-Man into the MCU canon. We saw this pop up on the Direct, and it was first reported on thebrickfan.com. That is a site that talks about Legos and Lego leaks, and they got this from an Instagram account that, I'll be honest with you, when I looked at it, didn't seem like it was very reliable. It seemed like a pretty random account. However, I have had it indicated to me by some sources that they do believe this is true, and I also had it explained to me that in the Lego community, this is pretty common. There are random Instagram accounts that tend to pop up because I guess they get taken down a lot by Lego, and the people that are behind this article and website seem to think that this is absolutely a real thing. And so here's the list of figures that are going to be in this big set. They have Scarlet Witch, White Vision, Monica Rambeau, Captain America, the Sam Wilson version, Bucky Barnes, Loki with Throg, Lady Loki, Captain Britain, Peggy Carter, Zombie Captain America, Star-Lord, the T'Challa version, Spider-Man, who is going to be Steve Rogers, and then Thanos, that's actually Gamora. Now, some of these leaks do run parallel to other leaks that I have seen. I've seen with my own eyes leaks that seem to indicate Gamora being Thanos in What If is absolutely a thing. We also know for sure that T'Challa Star-Lord, Zombie Captain America, and Peggy Carter Captain Britain are absolutely a thing. The Loki stuff seems real too. I mean, Lady Loki is all but confirmed to be in that show, and there are new leaks coming out for not only Loki, but Thor 4 that indicate that Throg is absolutely going to be a thing, possibly in Loki and possibly in Thor 4. Now, the only thing that's confusing to me is the inclusion of White Vision, Monica Rambeau, Scarlet Witch, Bucky Barnes, and then the Sam Wilson Captain America. It is possible that this is a set that is actually for all of the shows, the Disney Plus shows, or crazy things that are going on, or I suppose it's possible through some weird multiverse stuff that these characters from the main MCU universe would interact with some of the What If universe characters, but that seems pretty far far-fetched to me. But if this is fake, it is a super cruel joke, because Steve Rogers being, the skinny dude, not actually getting the serum, but then getting bit by the radioactive spider and becoming Spider-Man seems amazing to me. I'm also getting some vibes of maybe like Spider-Man Noir and doing this back in the day, because if this is Steve Rogers as Spider-Man, he would have had to be bitten by the spider back in the day. I mean, Steve was alive during the 1940s, and if he never goes into the ice and never gets the super soldier serum, there's no way to do that kind of a crazy time jump. And so you could have a Spider-Man that's Steve Rogers hanging out in the 40s, which sounds awesome to me. And so, I just absolutely love this idea. And if Chris Evans came in and was voicing a Spider-Man, a Steve Rogers version of Spider-Man, that is just really doing it for me as a Marvel fan. I feel the fanboy dreaming coming out, but man, that is the story. Rumor, take it with a huge grain of salt, guys, because it is Lego leaks coming from an Instagram account that to me doesn't seem like much, but it is definitely making waves out there, and a lot of people think that it's real. I've spoken to people that think this is real, so I wanted to bring it to you, but let us know what you think about that craziness in the comment section below. And lastly, we have another Spider-Man story.
I want Spider-Man!
This one all has to do with the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Joaquim Dos Santos, Kemp Powers, and Justin K. Thompson are confirmed by Variety to be the new directing trio to the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Now, according to Variety, Dos Santos had already been reported to be directing, but now the trio is complete, and they do indicate that Phil Lord, Chris Miller, Amy Pascal, Avi Arad, and Christina Steinberg are all returning to produce the project, which is cool. Now, Variety again indicates that Dos Santos and Thompson are both veterans of the Sony Pictures animation team. They have done a lot of different stuff, and Dos Santos has a pretty interesting track record. He worked on Legend of Korra, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Voltron, The Legendary Defender, and Justice League Unlimited and Teen Titans. Thompson was a production designer on the first Spider-Verse movie and actually won an Annie Award for that. And he was also the production designer on Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. But I think it is Kemp Powers that is the real story here, and a big draw and a big reason why fans are getting very excited about this directing trio. Kemp Powers was the co-director of Pixar Animation's Soul, which is currently nominated for a number of Oscars. Soul was absolutely a phenomenon. It was a very good film that showed a very interesting side of the Black experience and perspective of a Black character in a really, really unique and interesting way. Miles Morales being half Black, half Puerto Rican, and of course the star or the main focus of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the first film, it is obviously very cool to have someone with Kemp's sensibilities coming onto the project for a sequel with the Miles Morales character. Now, there were some people that met this with some negativity, wanting Lord and Miller to again direct, as the first film is such a cult classic, but they have really stacked this directing trio, and I think it makes perfect sense for this team to be tackling the sequel. Some of the rumors of things we've heard that are going to be in this sequel, they just seem to align perfectly with, well, frankly, the sensibilities of this trio, and with that great producing team behind this trio of directors, I'm sure fans are very excited about this news and about the possibilities for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2. And that is going to do it for today's Nerdy News Rundown. Of course, we'd love to know what you think about any of today's stories in the comment section below. And make sure you're coming back Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to get the Nerdy News Rundown and be filled in on all the nerdy news. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I will see you in the next video.